Hi folks, welcome to the video. This is Hardly Gaming, and today we're going to be doing a little bit more Wolcen. First of all, I just want to thank you all. My Wolcen content I put up recently has been some of the most popular stuff I've made in a while. Odd, because Wolcen apparently is a dead game. I think what this shows is that there is interest in Wolcen. People want it to be better, so if anybody developers ever watch this, you still have support. You just have to deliver on that support. Speaking of which, I believe we are actually due an update soon. I believe. I could have completely imagined that, but anyway. So here we are. I am on my main character. This is weird, guys. I've had to do something weird with my settings to get it to work on 1440p. I had to put on my super resolution. Don't know why. But what it did do is it capped my display to 60 Hz, although I'm quite thankful that I am actually sitting at the kind of FPS that I was hoping for. So yeah, I'm just going to jump in. I believe I'm on to the next level now on my master. Yeah, so I'm level 106, and let's just jump in and see how I get on. If I win or die, I don't know, probably. Right, so I've actually been playing other games for a few days, and what I have done, I need to change my, because I had to reinstall my, this is all jumpy in it. I had to reinstall my graphics software, so let's just knock everything down to that. I think some of it won't work until I restart the game, but I think that should be enough to keep, good FPS. We'll see. It's kind of weird of Wolcen, how demanding it is, and it's the same, basically, like, I was kind of been looking to see if there's any other games like Wolcen that I could maybe move to after Wolcen, and obviously I went to the usual kind of, Path of Exile to see if there was anything there, but I was having constant disconnects in Path of Exile, so I decided not to stay with that. I used to play, I've got about 300 hours in Path of Exile, but I just don't like the lag. This does actually look pretty bad, doesn't it? Lag-wise, not lag-wise, sorry. Oh, wrong. I also went back to try a few other ones that I used to play. So things like Warhammer Chaos Bane, that's a good one. What does that do? Does that have any? No, VSync just doesn't work on like anything that I try. I'm just trying to get it smooth for this one, so I don't have to restart the recording and such. But yeah, I remember Warhammer Chaos Bane was a pretty good game. Problem is, they seem to have done an update in over the last month or so that has kind of ruined the performance. And the forums are full of people who have said that they can't get the game to run properly anymore, or suffering from like severe FPS drops. I was getting FPS drops in the inventory screen, so like I'd go from 90 to 5 when you open up the inventory screen, which is obviously not acceptable for a game where you spend a lot of your time in the inventory screen looking at your items to see if there's like upgrades or not. But if they get that fixed, I might go back to it. What was another one? Oh yes, Warhammer Inquisitor, which I actually would highly recommend. Even if you've never played a Warhammer game in your life, I would actually recommend it if you're a fan of this style. It's a very, very good game. Been playing about with it. The thing is, I played it a lot and then haven't touched it in months. So when I went back to it today, not today, a couple of days ago, like my character is so powerful, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm like going into these missions that I normally would be able to deal with no problem, and just having my ass handed to me. Bugger. I'll go show you in a second why that's ridiculous. Why me getting one shot by a boss is just silly. if I survive, which I don't know. Well, he's not taking any much damage, which is always disconcerting. And it's annoying how these ads keep showing up as well. Stop it. These big things are just annoying more than anything. Okay, I think I've got him. It's just, yeah, he's down. So I changed my build again, as I always do. My build changes more on my bed sheets. That sounds really dirty, doesn't it? I actually change my sheets about once a week, which is apparently a lot more than most people. You know. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense again. Yeah, so I'm sitting at 63,356 health and 34,265 shield, and I'm still getting one shot. What the fuck? So I put everything into toughness, and yeah, it's still happening. I'm still getting one shot. So I don't know anything else I can do to stop that from happening. If you guys have taken, I know there's if you guys have like basically finished this game and are done with it because you've done everything available. If you know of a way to make a mage not be instant killed, please let me know. That's viable with my build that I can easily get to. I will run through again. I'm not going to do a full build video and such. I'm not going to do one every single time I make a video, but I will run through changes. As you can see, like the ads I'm chewing through, and that's with every single thing put on to toughness. So I'm pretty sure as well I've seen a couple of 100,000 damages, which I wouldn't be surprised with. I mean, what's this now at the moment? 20, almost 24,000 on the consuming Embers, and I've got like 270, 280% critical damage. So if I get a critical hit, yeah, I mean 100,000 is not impractical or an unforeseeable thing. It is definitely a little bit juddered in it. Well, they're saying that, I mean, it's 75 FPS, and yet it's because it drops down to 40 and 50. That's the why. Because it, yeah. This is the thing I've always found. That see if you actually cap your FPS about 2/3 of what your maximum is, it's actually much smoother, because even though your computer can generate more, you'll go from like 140 to 80 or lower, and that drop, even though 80 on its own is perfectly fine, that drop is very noticeable. I've noticed it a lot in PlanetSide 2, which I've actually capped at 60. I've actually just locked my FPS now at 60, and I know my computer is more capable of doing twice as that, but I've locked it at 60. It makes recordings a lot easier, because it's the same speed and such as my recordings. Is that, where are they spawned off the ground again? Oh, there's one now. Okay, I've had quite a few guys spawn in the last couple of days, not on terrain, like people that I've needed to finish the mission, like killing them. Yep, 100,000, pretty sure that was. Or maybe it was 10,000 and I just didn't see it. Alright, let's go down. You see the red and you're like, oh yes, and it's like, it's a mace. Something new have never used in this game. I'm not really concerned. I've kind of, because I've farmed so much stuff now, I very much doubt I'm going to find anything better than what I have with my gear. Wait, what? There's another down? That's odd. Never had them so close together before. Alright, let's go back down. I like how they somehow manage to get one of these down here. Basically an elephant. Like a massively armoured elephant, and they get it down here somehow. As if you haven't watched my last videos, guys, the reason that I'm listening to music and not game audio is because I sometimes get that bug where if you do go down, if you die, it sounds like you're underwater, like, but it'll, like that thing where that's the audio you get when you die, but it'll be permanent and you can't fix it. Even if you turn audio off and back on, simply the only way to fix it is to restart the game. Which is obviously not a practical solution when you're recording. Right, let's go probably die at the boss. I'm not going to do the full 3 tiers because I will need to go and tweak my FPS because this actually hurts my eyes a little bit to see the dips. I have actually got glasses now. The thing is, actually, I apparently have really good eyesight, but it's only when I'm playing games and stuff like that. My eyes find it quite sore. Oh, it's one of these guys again. I should be alright, he's not a boss. Nope. Oh, sorry. Tell my feet they should run, but they don't follow. I think it's time to get out. I'm 6 feet underground, but I'm breathing heavy. It's like, put it down, run away. Where'd he go? I need to come soon. I'm on sort of mana, willpower. Come on. Yay. The number of times I've run into that after I've killed those big ones. I just forget that they still kill me. Alright, let's head back up. That was alright, it's quite smooth. So what is my build these days? Let's have a wee look. Right, I can't remember where I left you guys. I don't know if I've showed you this before. So, there's some slight changes here. I've tweaked the wheel a little bit, but basically the way it is you want the soldier at the bottom, and you're going to want the ranger tree out here. I've done all of these because these are my favourites, all the way down here. I then came down here, which gives you the Eos. So that's the lightning you see hitting down. So that's the kind of tree you want, and then I've done all the way out here to Ender Warlock, which gives you critical hit chance. Oh, sorry, critical hit chance, and a lot of spell damage here. You also get projectile damage, a little bit of critical hit chance, which is always nice. I came up here to get the assassin, and then you come up here. It's a bit of a waste here, but it's simply the most logical way to get up here. So you gotta go up, and this gets you up to your accolades. Accolades? Yeah, accolades. Sorry, accords. I was like, is that the right word? Accords. Now I go this way because it gives you plus 50% extra spell damage, which affects your main spell, and then you want to select that as well, get an extra 2 accords, so you can get 2 of them active at once. And then you're gonna come up this way. You're gonna jump here. After you got this down here, the wild cards, so you get huge amount of extra critical hit chance. You're gonna come up, and you're gonna head left, and you're gonna get into Immortal Offering, so you get a damage buff when you. That's how my thing can start off at, I think, about 12,000 and end up about 22,000 for my consuming embers. And then a bunch of ailment chance and damage here, and then you're gonna head up. And what I did was I went up to Blessed Silver, and then take it on the Eagerness. This is this little bar here. Basically, it's about 50% extra damage at base, and because I'm always doing critical hit chance, because I'm always doing critical hits, that refills pretty much instantly, and that's one of the reasons why my spells are hitting so hard. So yeah, I'm sitting at 11.5k base, and you can see that you saw there in the mission. I think I opened up for a second. I was over 20,000 with everything's procced on. I have reduced my willpower quite a bit. I was about 60, and now I'm reduced to 49. That's a really big help. I have reduced my critical hit chance. I want to get this back up, but I got to work on it. Critical hit damage roll, really nice. These are the kind of ones I've settled with. So Catching Spark increases your casting speed. More times you cast, more damage you're gonna do. Increases skills area effect. Use this one. Do not use this one. Yeah, do not use Heart Piercer. Don't. I mean, minus 50% damage. Nah. Just use Engulfing Desires. It does more than enough distance, more than enough damage. Arsonist Stadium reduces willpower by a cost by a lot. Meteor Shower, an additional projectile is launched by this skill. You do get minus 50% damage here, but you do get an extra projectile, and that is really nice. Explosive Flames, extra ailment damage. That's just because this build does rely quite heavily on ailment, although this is a bit of a free skill. You could put this on, you could take this off and just put it on base damage, but I mean 200 extra damage, it's not a huge buff. I'll try it out actually, I'm going to try that. And then Object of Desire, when cast, this spell grants a buff to the damage you deal with the base damage type of a skill. So basically, whenever I cast a fire spell, like whenever I cast this, 5 spells and then do more damage after that. So yeah, my movement one here, what's it called again? Aether Jump. Increases the maximum range. Basically, you can portal the entire distance of your screen. Hyper Cosmic Flight increases the rate, increases the maximum range. So again, you can probably get rid of that and put it on something else. Let's have a look. But anything nice. Don't need any less willpower with that. Do you want? I'm going to take that off, put it on that. Yeah. I get less distance, but it's more utility. So I'll put it onto that. Interstitial boost. God, these words. Increase your movement speed after the skill has been cast. That's a fantastic movement ability. Auspex Arrogance. You generate willpower for each enemy you travel through. Again, that's utility. If you really need to, you jump through an enemy or a couple of enemies and you get back a chunk of mana. Again, personal choice. Depends what you want. You could probably even take both of these off and put on another 2 point, but that's what I like. Ethereal Bounce increases your attack speed and spell casting speed score after the skill has been cast. You're going to be pretty much constantly using this, so that's pretty much a constant buff. And the last one is you generate willpower again. So again, you don't need both of these, but you know, there's not really much else that I would do with it. This looks like it's good, but the vast increase per cast simply isn't worth it when my cooldown's already 1.3, so you basically get to use it whenever you want anyway. Yeah, there's no point in reducing willpower. I mean, it says 57, but I've never had a problem. So the next one here is Bulwark of Dawn. This is a healing ability, all the top row here. So that gives you increased duration. I have increases the health regeneration per tick. Basically, when you've got this cast, you're going to get your health back pretty much instantly. Increased the skills area of effects deal damage. This is fantastic, actually. I really like this. You can run through maps of your own level and basically just instantly kill the low level enemies. Now, I've also chosen this one, so whilst inside this skills area effect, your force shield regenerates. So that means I'm getting both healing on my health and healing on my force shield, which is great against bosses who do continuous AoE damage, because this basically just knocks it back up your force shield. I've also chosen extended protection, increase the duration of the skills area of effect, and lastly, the skills area of effect follows the player else caster. That's possibly the most important one you could choose here. This is useless, to be honest, if you can't move with it. Anything in this game that forces you to stay still is a death sentence. So, moving on to the anomaly. Now, this one here increases the skills area of effect. We'll move on to existential tangle. What is these words? Increases the ailment chance by enemies afflicted by a skill. Because you're using this as crowd control and you're going to be pulling in a lot of enemies, it's actually really nice to have these abilities on it. Event Horizon, the skill deals damage to enemies whilst they're pulling into the vortex. Actually does a huge amount of damage. I sometimes have cast this on entire mobs of elite enemies and actually ran away, came back and everyone's dead. Increases the duration, more damage. Vortex pulls in enemies multiple times. This is a fantastic ability. Each skill has one ability that is awesome. This is that skill's awesome ability. Basically, enemies consistently keep getting pulled in, whilst consistently keep getting damaged, whilst consistently having more ailment damage applied to them. And lastly, increases the ailment damage to enemies within the Vortex's area of effect. So again, more ailment damage. This does massive boost to your damage if you cast on a large group of enemies. And lastly, I'm still playing about with it. Still not sure if I want to stick with it. But this is the, what's it called again? Solar Fall. So all the way down here, so this gives you damage dealt by the skill increases over time. Basically, the longer you cast, the more powerful it is, and it's actually quite nice for power, for energy, so you can actually have it active for a long time. Plasmic Eruption, this skill causes an explosion when it inflicts a critical hit, dealing damage in an area effect. Not bad. Thin Illuminated, increases the critical damage of the skill, so critical damage 25. Wow, okay, I might take that off. Increases the tick race. Let's take that off, not to base damage. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's just do that. Dawn Abridge decreases the delay before the skill. That's actually a really, really important skill. If I take this off, I'll show you. See how long it took to cast that? That's a death sentence. With this, straight away. You know, so that's a very, very nice ability. Just put it on, increases damage. The skill's area of effect increases over time, so that plus that, basically the longer you cast it, the more powerful it becomes in both ways. The skill's area of effect leaves behind a trail. That's also a really, really nice one. That's what you see here, the ground, and basically any enemy running into that takes area of effect damage. So yeah, it can actually be really nice against large groups of enemies. Like if you get you cast that, and what I do is I just sometimes sit like that, and that's enough to wipe out pretty much any enemy you come up against. So yeah, that is the skills I'm using. As you see, I've also put all my points into toughness. I have got quite high wisdom here, but that's actually just from items. All my points into toughness, which gives me the 63. You can't actually see it. I noticed this the other day when I was chatting. You can't see it because of my webcam. But that gives me just over 63,000 health and almost 30,000 force shield. When I just saw that, I did take more than a few hits on my boss, and I did not die, which is always nice. So that's it. And then when it comes to the gear, guys, I need to get all this crap. But yeah, when it comes to your gear, it's... Why is that up there? Why is that up there? What did I put up there? Plus 19 to all. I mean, it's a nice spawn, but why is that up there? I will be keeping that actually, because I've been trying to look for one for really nice attributes. So I've only got that one, which is plus 6. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to try and roll that. I'll chuck these in as well whilst I'm here. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to my gear, I've rolled out some really nice stuff here. I lost damage when I put this one on, but the plus 0.9% rage and willpower cost reduced. That's really nice. I missed that. I used to have that down to about 30 odd, and I want to get back to that. And then elemental damage again, elemental damage. You see the trend here, guys. Elemental damage, elemental damage, elemental damage, elemental damage, everything damage. I really like it. The story behind this staff is I think I put it in my last video. I reckon probably about 3 million gold into re-rolling this, and actually I was on my last 1,000 odd gold, and it was like 1,000 gold to re-roll each time, and I was literally on my last one, and I just went screw it, and I pressed the button, and I got the free tier 2s, which allow you to have the plus 15% spell damage, and I was just like, looked at it, I was like, but yeah, this belt which I've had for ages now, which I absolutely love. Plus 98% magic find. Look at those stats, guys. You just can't. I found a really nice other belt in that, but that's simply unmatchable. You know, you can't you can't get better than that. Again, elemental damage with that, plus cooldown on the skills, which is always nice. And then my boots here, so plus 24% movement speed, which I would say is a must. You want movement speed on your boots, guys. It really does make a massive difference. It's a quality of life improvement, but the pros far outweigh any cons, but obviously with that I've also managed to roll on damage, wisdom and force shield, which is very nice. When it comes to your gems, I put all resistant gems in my defensive slots to give me some defensive against resistance, and then all my accessories I put on willpower regeneration on all of them, so basically my willpower comes back much quicker now. So I really don't need to rely too much on my potions unless I'm actively in a boss fight where you can't farm enemies to put it back up. So that's it, guys. That is my build. So yeah, so I'm at just over 12,000 with the correct amulet on. So actually, I have no idea how that amulet got on now. Anyway, guys, that's the video for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go and try and continue to fix my... I honestly don't know. Literally, the last couple of days, I stopped being able to play in 1440p. It only gave me 1080p. And I've figured out how to give me 1440p, but now I need to go and fiddle with all my settings again to get it to work. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. And again, thank you for watching. I hope this video does as well as the last ones. It's every YouTuber's dream to have your channel start to get some attention, and I admit the last couple of weeks my videos have been getting quite a lot more views, as I don't make any money from this at all, not a penny, and but it's nice to get feedback as well. You know, like, comment, talk to me, ask me questions, tell me if you like the videos, try and be nice. So anyway, guys, that's going to be a video, but thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.